Hello, hello, hello. It was a weird day today, not necessarily in the markets, but the market was very strong today after it sold off overnight. But you know, it is. I just have to say, it is very odd being a day trader when things like war start happening and we are profiting off of the moves in the market. It just definitely feels weird, right? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone in that. I was talking to one of my trading buddies about that this morning, and yeah, it is odd, but people have to make a living too. So here we are as day traders, and we are making money in markets while the world is at war. So weird, very weird. Okay, I digress. So I did trade today. I picked the only stock pretty much that wasn't piggybacking this rocket that happened, but I did get a little bit of a winning trade. So anyway, so this morning when I got up and checked out the markets, I've got a range level here on the SPY. So here's the bottom of it, here's the top of it. So we're sitting right at the bottom of it, and actually S4 is down here as well. So I like it when a range level is paired with a pivot. It gives me a little bit more confirmation that there might be a little bit more of support or resistance or breakdown or breakup. So we're sitting right at this area here at the bottom of a range with a pivot as well. So I'm thinking, we're either right when we open, we're either going to bounce or we're going to lose this and trend to the downside. So that's what I was watching with the SPY. And I can just show you where I got this from too. It's interesting, the SPY, because it's basically done this, right? There's not a lot of areas that are like these giant ranges, right? Like I don't see these all over the place, whereas you can find them, sometimes big, nice ranges on other stocks. But with the SPY, you kind of have to zoom in. So as we're selling off over here and we get down to this area, I want to see, is there anything from the past in this area, in this price where a stock kind of got stuck a little bit. And I find this to be somewhat interesting. So that's the bottom of the range and the top of the range that I have marked that you saw on the 5-minute chart. So yeah, when we're sitting in the pre-market, we were sitting right down here. So that was the range I was looking at. And if I go back to 5-minute, yeah, so it pretty much respected those levels for the most part, right? We bounced off of it, came up to the top one, kind of rejected, struggled for a little while, accumulated a bit, and then broke up again to the top side. So yeah, some good levels to play off of today on the SPY. And what I played was Cisco, molasses over here. Let me put my pivots on really quick. So I have this weekly range here at 53.35. And then it lines up pretty well with S3. And to be honest, this was really the only stock that was like setting up how I would want it to set up. I thought I would get a little bit of a better move out of it because if I back up here, I know Cisco doesn't always move that well, but I think it was earnings or something. Earlier this week, there was definitely a catalyst for it. And it was making these nice, these nice moves. I think I played it a couple times too. Yeah, I played it earlier this week as well. And so I had this level down here just thinking like, well, later in the week, if it gets down here, maybe I'll play off of it. And this morning, we're down there and S3 is down here as well. And I thought if the market bounces and we've got, this going on here, maybe we'll get this bounce. So that was my plan. And I thought if we bounced that, there's not a lot of consolidation anywhere around here. I thought maybe we would get up to this level here, or maybe here. So this was like kind of my all out area. Eventually we got up there, but I got out way before that because I sat through like, I don't know, 2 hours of pure hell. Just, it just did not move smoothly at all. So yeah, let's see, we'll take it to the 2-minute and talk through it a little bit. So at the open, it sold off and the market was pushing up. So I was thinking, as soon as we get down to this level and we test it, we'll hang out with the market, we'll just get going. And it came down, it threw some indecision candles, and then it pushed right back through it and I got in. I only entered once, but it took 2 fills to get me filled because the liquidity on this wasn't great apparently. So yeah, I'm in this, and I was hoping for a much faster move up, but I just ended up in this chop area. But the reason why I stayed in it was because every time we came back down, This one we threw indecision, we held the level. This one we threw a wick and we held the level. But every time we came down, we're having higher lows. And so, I'm watching this basically as an ascending triangle. So I just hung out in here knowing that like if we lost this sort of area, and if we like threw a wick here and like a candle to the downside, I'm definitely out of this. But the market was continuing to push up. So, I felt comfortable hanging on to it while the market was overall was still in an uptrend, thinking that maybe once Cisco just kind of like, accumulated or consolidated a bit, it would get this push up to this area that I was, hoping to have it make a run to. But when we got over to 54 area right here, we got up there and, there wasn't a huge ask or anything on the L2. So I was like, oh, this should be pretty easy to break through. Like there's like no huge wall or anything. But it really, really struggled to get through 54. There were not a lot of bids stepping up to push it past this price level. And then what I saw was, there wasn't really anything on the ask to the top side. And all of a sudden a large lot, I think it was like a 250 lot, appeared on the ask, and it was at 53.95. So to me, when I'm, watching a stock climb, and it gets close to a whole dollar, and I see not a lot over the whole dollar, and then I see large lots step in front of that whole dollar, to me that's showing that the sellers are not confident that we will get over that whole dollar, and they're ready to just get out and drop their position. So I was waiting to see how it reacted with that, because, it could kind of go both ways. Like, obviously that's how I read it in the beginning. It could eat through that ask and push up to the top, and then you could see a bunch of buyers starting to come in. But what happened was, as soon as that ask, it hit that ask, it just shot it right down right here. So I was like, you know what, this looks like a seller. It looks like they're trying to get out before 54, recognizing that maybe it won't make this move up, and it's starting to push the price down. So I just decided to get all out. I had a nice little run here from here to here. I didn't take any partials in between just because it was just kind of messy, and I just kind of thought, if I'm holding through this, I'll just wait until I get, something decent out of it. Eventually later in the day, of course, never fails, right? In here, out here, it makes a pullback to the level, giving another opportunity for an entry, quite honestly. And then it makes the run up to, this is where I want to get out. It actually pushed past it. Yeah. So, sometimes stocks just don't move the way you want them to, or in the time span that you want them to. But it is always a good feeling knowing that you have the right idea of where it's going. It's just a matter of when will it get there, and am I willing to hang out in this until it gets there? So, overall, I got a nice little move out of it. It definitely didn't move like the rest of the world and the rest of the market today. But you know what? Green is green, and happy to have caught something today. Anyways, I am moving, and so I will not be around for the next few days, but I will catch you guys later, mid next week. All right, guys, have a great rest of your week and a great weekend, and I'll catch you later. Peace.